are now listening to the Sportz Nutz.
Welcome to the Sportz Nutz. Yes, guys, we are back for another episode. Let's get it going. 1 second.
Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 p.m. Buy one, get one 50% off drinks.
Tequila's Grill Mexican restaurant has homemade salsa bars. They have the most authentic, most delicious, and most affordable Mexican cuisine in town.
Guys, you got to sit here and just see my face. Every time I get that on Matt's. And then Shane will be the drinking portion. Hey, guys, welcome to the Sportz Nutz episode 90. Hope you guys have had a wonderful start to the week. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. I know I did. It was I hate that spring break ended officially here in South Carolina, but my girl, well, not in South Carolina, it ended in Pickens County because Anderson County, I believe, is this week. But just had a lot of fun in general with the girls and everything. We ended up doing our backyard. We got the entire flower bed created in the backyard and mulched. And we had a neighbor come over and cut down some tree limbs so it's brighter. Yeah, just really good weekend. Matt, how are you doing, sir? Look at you all. Buttoned up.
I mean, look at you, man, out there in the garden. Okay. All right, Brent. Didn't know you had those talents. Nah, man, I'm doing good, man. Week was good. We got plenty of sports over the weekend. March Madness, of course, is in full effect. And, things are just lovely, man. Everything is lovely right now.
Yes. Hey, real quick before I go to Shane, got to give, and Shane, Matt, everybody that's watching the show, everybody who's coming on, we got to give a quick shout out to the first responders here in Pickens, South Carolina, and North Greenville and Polk County, also towards Hendersonville up in North Carolina. There is wildfires going on, and there is a more specific fire going on here in Table Rock, South Carolina, and it's called the Persimmon Fire as well. Shout out to the first responders. Unfortunately, right now it is at zero containment, and they are working feverishly day and night. They did call in officially some CAL FIRE members to come up and also assist with a game plan to attack this fire from all angles. Just hopefully we can get some sort of containment. Obviously, it's a very scary situation. Shane, he'll tell you he can smell smoke. I can smell the smoke here. I'll be happy to share a picture with you guys as well. You can see the smoke line is heading this way. So yeah, just keep the thoughts of everybody here that's affected by this on their thoughts and prayers, because obviously it's a very scary situation. But Shane, how are you doing, man?
Man, it's going good. As you said earlier, you can smell the smoke. Kind of smell the smoke coming from work. Not so much where I'm at. Luckily, the wind's kind of picked up and taken it in another direction. But the wind still has picked up, so it's unfortunate for what we're going through in this situation right now. And hopefully they get contained pretty quick. Which the little bit of rain we had Monday morning didn't really help.
I didn't do it
as much. So hopefully to all those first responders out there, helping everybody out. Hopefully, a fortune or good luck is here in your future, and we're hoping and praying the best for you.
Absolutely, and it's pretty rough. I mean, I have family who lives in North Carolina towards the Charlotte, Raleigh area. You can smell it. It's pretty potent up there. So just, keep everybody in your thoughts, prayers up as we have an accident. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, who is this caddy cornered? Okay. Mr. Hank Russell, how you doing, man?
I'm good. Ladies and gentlemen, the debut of my new studio. So you are here, So this is, I haven't done it on my personal podcast or nothing like that. You with the Sportz Nutz get to first see it. And I literally just fixed my stuff 30 seconds ago. As you know, I am very honest with my audience. I'm not going to pretend like nothing was not going on in the background. So
absolutely.
Hey, Hank, I like the whole color scheme, man. I like everything you got going on right there.
Oh, just wait until I put some lights behind it, baby.
Okay.
With this Westchester gray. I mean, I mean, it took me. I mean, how long have I been working on this? Like 6 weeks now. Come on.
Yeah. But hey, it's bad to the bone. We're happy to have you back, man. And
Thank you, my
ready
friend.
to get it rolling. Hey, real quick, shout out to our boy Dustin. Dustin had a little bit of a health scare today, actually, guys. Matt, I told you about it. I'm not going to go too much in deep detail unless he wants to share his information. But Dustin, hope you're okay, buddy, and we're thinking about you. Look, guys, make sure May the 3rd is circled on your calendar. Yes, it is a Saturday, May the 3rd. The Sportz Nuts will be celebrating their 100th episode. We are beyond excited about it. Can't wait to see everybody there. You'll get to see the Sportz Nuts there. What is so important about this is because we will be doing a live on location at our sponsor, Tequila's Grill in Easley from 6:30 p.m. Eastern to 9 p.m. Eastern. There'll be good food. There'll be good music. There'll be giveaways. Guys, we're giving away tickets to the Greenville Drive, the Hub City Spartan Burgers, discounts on food, everything. We have it all. And your boy Brandon here is really working to see if I can get a good rate for us to have Whistle 100. Maybe mention us a few times for the next couple of weeks just to see what goes on from there. We will also will be getting ready to attend some Hub City Spartan Burger baseball games and Greenville Drive games. We are media credential for that. Can't wait to get it going. We're trying to work real hard to get some credentialed for the Asheville Tourist. So hopefully we'll have that taken care of soon. Just stay tuned for that one. Guys, the episode that we have tonight, excuse me, it's a little itchy in the nose, is actually one of the winningest collegiate athletic softball coaches. She is actually my wife's, one of my wife's former coaches. She had a fantastic run at Reinhardt. She's had a fantastic career in general. She is a winner. She produces winners, and currently they're having a fantastic year this year. So we are more than excited to have her come on. Ladies and gentlemen, give me a second. I'm going to move this out of the way. And we're going to put Shane right there. Oh, there he is. All right, guys. And Coach Chris Steiner, how are you doing, Coach?
Hey, how is everybody?
How's it going? How's it going?
I like the music.
I like it.
That's my way of just like introducing, trying to get you to lighten up there. Let you know that we are all about enjoyment here. So go ahead, Brandon.
I mean, we just start with the name of the show, Sportz Nutz. I mean, it already opens those doors.
That's right.
Unfortunately, first take was already taken. So
my bad.
Yes. So, Coach, I'm so happy, like I said, that you taking time to come in, and, I got to share your secret. You shared me. You just came from the ballpark. So let everybody know, first off, how you know me, because, we've only met a couple times, but how you know me, and then also kind of give a little bit of your journey to where you were to where you are now.
Well, I started a long time ago in this profession of coaching softball. I met Cassie's husband when she played for me at Reinhardt. I was there for 3 years. I started the program from the very beginning, built the ball fields, built everything. And then I moved on to AUM, where I started the program there. And I won a national championship in my 7th year. And then I transitioned to Division I softball at Alabama State University, where I won the first SWAC championships in school history. And then I went to FIU, and then I went back to the high school ranks. I kind of decided I was going to retire from coaching softball. And then somehow I got suckered back in. And then I started coaching at Brewtech High School, which is a local school here in town. And in my 2nd season, I won a state championship. So I decided to retire again. And then somehow I ended up at a junior college. I'm at Southern Union State Community College.
So you were a woman of many talents, many hats, right?
Yes, who loves to obviously drive around the country and coach and train and do all things softball, I guess.
Obviously this is the most enjoyable time of the year because we're just getting into the meat of conference play for all softball. Yep. Some more so than because of certain levels. Obviously, Oklahoma City it's coming up rather quick
Yeah.
for D1, and Cassie and I, I promise you, we are glued to that TV when it comes on. But I was telling you before the show, my daughter Addison, which got to give a shout out to her. She plays softball. Following the lines of her mama.
Mhm.
And when it was funny, Chris, when we first started doing this with Addison, it was, Mommy, look at this, Mommy, look at that, Mommy, this, Mommy, that. And Cassie, she about gets to the point where she's, Addison, stop, pay attention to them, or not me, and I'm not going to help you, and stuff. And so Addison would quickly transition to that. Well, she started off kind of slow, but she got really into it. And well, we've gone to several summer camps. This is technically season 3 of being with the same program. We're with Powdersville Play, the rec league here in South Carolina. And so my wife is coaching. She is an assistant coach with the team. And I mean, it's night and day difference. So, all the girls on the team, they're fantastic. And but last night, Addison had a breakthrough moment. And Chris, I know you're going to smile when I tell you this. He goes, Addison has the best throwing arm, the best catching, and has the best hitting. And he goes, who is it the one that's really worked with her? And I said, that woman right over there. And Cassie, she blushes pretty quick. She blushed. And he said, Cassie, what you guys have done is phenomenal. You guys have made her into one of the better players. She's taken off. Last night, Chris, she was hitting balls like she's at coach's pitch. She's 8 and under, but she was hitting the ball like way out into the outfield. She was making solid contact. They have her possibly at second base or first, and Addison is the only one that can catch the ball and throw it accurately. And we gotta give our props to you, because you helped grow Cassie into that type of a great player. Well, Cassie's now pushing her knowledge onto our daughter. So thank you so much for getting Addison into the way that she is. It really means a lot.
You would be amazed at how many people send me, like former players that send me videos of their kids playing now. And they're like, she's going to be so good. Now, of course, I have dibs recruiting wise on all the girls and all my former players. I get to say, I get first recruiting rights on all of them. I already tell them that from the very beginning. But, that's what this sport is about. Like right now, I just came from the ball field. My daughter's a junior in high school. You can't go by a ball field. This is the best time of the year. I mean, I'm really waiting on Major League Baseball to get kicking, but from a softball, baseball perspective, there is not an open field in this city or any other city during the week right now. They're all playing rec ball. They're all playing travel ball. Everybody's hot and heavy in softball and baseball at the high school level, the junior college level, D1, D2, D3. I mean, this is prime season. Now, this weather's not cooperating too much with us this year, but it's hot and heavy time and everybody's playing. And it's the best time to be outside. It's 70 degrees. The sun's out. But the best memories I have, and I had 2 daughters who played softball and a son who played baseball. I remember when Auburn was like in that 8U, 10U bracket, and she wasn't very good. She was the tiniest kid on the team. She wanted to play because she was so small. They were nervous about her playing infield. So they say, you play outfield. And, I want to say she was like 8, but she couldn't stand playing in that grass. She wanted to be in the middle of all the excitement and everything going on. So as soon as the ball got hit, she'd run to second base from the outfield. And then as the girls tried to run to second base, she'd try to kick them or
were they,
she's like blocking the bag. She wasn't letting nobody get by her. So, but those were the best times and the best memories, to just look back and laugh. And it's just really, these are the best times. So enjoy it while it lasts. Now, my kids personally don't ever want to listen to me, even though I know everything. And the coaches are like, you should really listen to your mom. She knows more than all of us out here. But, don't be mad if they don't listen to you, because people pay me a lot of money to work with their kids, and they say the same thing I'm already saying.
Hank, you had a question. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say about your daughter. You were talking about her size. Are they worried more about strength or durability?
Oh, she was a little fire, but she was, I think they just didn't want her to get run over because she was literally here and they were all up here because she was just short for her age. But
Oh,
I mean,
okay. I didn't know. I mean, it's usually like not the strength to be able to throw it first, but then you also have the durability to take a hit if she like has to dive for a ball.
I was more of that parent where we were the youngest kid on the team and we're going to play up with all the big girls because we want to be challenged. But since she was so much younger and smaller, they're like, she probably needs to play out in that grass area.
I dig it. I'm with you. I promise you.
So, Chris, this is actually from Cassie. She's talking about she's going that you and her will definitely be in touch because she's eager to see probably get some more coaching tips from you because she wants to Addison be the best of the best, and it really tickles both Cassie now that Holden is taking a liking to it. I'm beyond excited for what the future lies for my girls. So I told you we had Coach Burton from Reinhardt, now at Reinhardt University.
Oh yes,
correct. They're not Reinhardt College anymore. Well, Coach Burton has done phenomenal things for the baseball program. I don't know if you know this. He is actually stepping down from the baseball side and becoming the full AD effective July 1st. So we're pretty excited about that. But, Reinhardt, Cassie has told me many times, you've told her there's just something special about Reinhardt University that really resonates with you. Can you kind of elaborate on that?
Well, it's a beautiful place out in the middle of nowhere that it was just, you had to see it to believe it. And, it was in a good time when we were there because it was in a growing phase. Like it wanted to become bigger and better at just everything. So it was really a good time. It really was a fun time and a special time because I actually coached volleyball at the time and softball there for them to get it kind of started and going in the right direction. But beautiful, quaint little campus. It had all the perks of being in the country, beautiful scenery and stuff like that. But for me, it was more about, everything I touched was new and I got to implement everything new and I got to build it from the ground up. So forever, I will have a history there. Like it'll always reflect back on, well, why is the field right there? Well, Coach Chris put it there. Why is this here? Because Coach Chris, I organized it and it was a great thing. And I got to have a lot of say and a lot of growth with it. And to see where it's gone now in my third year there, we finally got nationally ranked and made it through to the playoffs and stuff. So just to see from where it started to then when I left to get the opportunity to come back to Alabama where my family was and start another new program. I mean, it's just taken off and done a really good job. And actually, it is so crazy because when I won the national championship, a couple of years that I was in the finals and stuff, I had to play Reinhardt, but all those years. And one year, I think the year we finished third or fourth, they put me out. But then the next year when I came back and won the national championship, I put them out. So it's just kind of full circle, but just to see how much it's grown and now being a university and all the other sports they added. I mean, it's pretty amazing. I haven't actually been back since Lee, my picture, got put into the Hall of Fame that Cassie played with. So I haven't been up there since then, but I mean, I know it's grown and so way bigger than anything I could have imagined when we first started the whole thing.
So I don't know. Also, Coach Burton, he's already told us that within the next 4 to 6 years, they're going to try and move Reinhardt up to the D2 level. And he said he wouldn't be surprised in the next 7 to 10 years, they move to full on FBS one, Division I level, so they really are growing on that. And it's just really exciting. Matt, you have a question. Go ahead.
Oh, absolutely. Now, Coach Chris, you were able to do something that not a lot of coaches were able to do. And that's kind of like, not to say it's like a small feat, but you were able to get to your 700th win. Can you kind of take us back to that moment where you got one from 699 to 700? What was going on through your head? What was going on? I'm pretty sure you guys celebrated this, but can you just go back and just tell us what was going on through your mind at the time?
Well, I mean, honestly, it was this team at Southern Union this year is pretty special. They have done a tremendous amount of work. And so last year we were 15-30. I started in January with the team that I had. And then we finished, it was learn every day something new. I mean, it was a turnaround like on the go. The whole season was just quick and on the go because we didn't have a lot of time. And at the junior college level, we start playing at the end of January. So you're talking about 3 weeks of practice before you play your first game. And then by the end of the season, things were clicking and things were going. And so we finished runner-up. So we were really hot and we really got an understanding of what it was going to take to be successful. So we recruited really hard. We built the program. And then the fall came and we did a great job we beat some D1 teams. We beat some D2 teams. You know, we did really well and trying to help the girls learn the game. And that's what it's all about, teaching the girls about being the best they can be and learning the game. And then we get into the spring and, you know, we just really had a lot of momentum from there and we wanted to carry it over. And we got nationally ranked and we were playing and, you know, we just took it one game at a time. And when we knew it was coming up, you know, people had asked me, my husband had asked me and things like that. So we were kind of kept an eye on it. And I was like, okay, well, if we win today, you know, it'll be it. And, you know, I wasn't necessarily nervous about it. I mean, it's a great accolade. You know, it was wonderful. I'm glad I got to share it with the people I got to share it with. The kids were wonderful. They were amazing. Their parents were amazing. But I wouldn't be there without, you know, my family who have sacrificed a lot for me to be there. All the kids and parents who played for me, those 700, you know, games that we did win. All I did was write the lineup. You know, basically I write the lineup, they performed, they produced, and, you know, I might have called a play here or there, but, you know, it's really all about the kids. And it's really, after I thought about it on my drive home, it was all about the memories and the different kids and 1 through 700, how important they all were and how many of them were a game where I won a national championship or a game I won a conference championship or little things like that. And it kind of made me tear up. Like I got very emotional about it because at some point when you're young and you're starting in this field, you never think, oh, 700 win, you know, I mean, it's not easy, but you know, I wish it wouldn't have taken me 25 years because I'm that type of person. But, you know, I mean, I was just really proud, but it just made me really think about all the different girls and all the different teams and all the different parents and just all the memories. And it just because I had a 2-hour ride back. So I had a lot of time to really think about it. But, you know, it really made my heart happy because those 700, there's a story about all of them. There's a story about every team. There's a story about every kid and every little thing. And if you go back and ask any players who've ever played for me, they have what we used to call Steiner stories or coach stories, you know, like, remember that time coach did this or remember that time, you know, I say it about my own personal coaches I had at Auburn and stuff. So, I mean, hopefully, and like I said, the girls text me all the time. A lot of my former players will email me or text me or message me and ask me about stuff or send me pictures of their kid or, you know, I keep up with most of them on Facebook. That's the easiest way to do it. So it's just good to see them having families and having girls and they're teaching them the game now. And so it continues to grow and spread. But, you know, 700 it was very touching and it was I know how hard I worked to get there. I mean, I know how hard I worked to get there, but it was really about the kids and the parents and all the people.
Absolutely. Hank, you have a question. Go ahead.
Actually, I got two quick ones. Number one, when you mentioned earlier that you had lost and then you had kind of capitalized on top of that, what was your biggest tweak on that?
You know, I just wanted the girls to really feel like I'm better than this, but that feeling of losing, learning and driving, like giving you some kind of motivation. You know, I hate losing more than anybody in this world. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I don't even know how to deal with it. But, you know, the biggest thing is I want our kids to learn from it. And I want them to be pushed and motivated from it. Like, I'm better than this. I'm better than this. But also too, for me and where I've come from and where I am, is this whole not taking stuff for granted, because a lot of times when we do lose, it's because we lost focus or, you know, we took it for granted that we were going to beat this team or, you know, just kind of came in there lackadaisical instead of coming in with our foot on the gas, ready to play, doing what we know how to do. And that's a lot of the mental part of the game that people have to understand, especially when you have an X on your back all the time, or you're ranked, or you're supposed to be the good team that everybody wants to defeat.
Right. And quick question, and I apologize in advance if this is an offensive question, but I'm just going to ask it in my research. Are you still close to the Chastain
family?
Chastain family. Thank you.
The Chastain family?
Chastain's
family. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yes and no. It's been several years since So Chastain played for me in Florida, and then I brought her up to Reinhardt to play volleyball. Actually, she played volleyball and softball for me, and I had a very unique relationship with her. She was more like my child than anything else. And, that was probably one of the most devastating things to have ever happened in my 25 years of coaching that we've had to, deal with. But I was very close to her parents and her brothers. It's been a few years, and her grave is in LaGrange, and I think about her every time I drive by on the interstate on 85 and drive through LaGrange. So that was a very sad, that would probably be one of the saddest things that's ever happened.
And I apologize for asking that question. I was just out of curiosity, I mean, I feel like it was kind of an elephant in the room based on my research on you.
But you know what though, Hank, I will tell you this too, Chris. Every time Cassie and I do go, we do see the tree that's planted out in the outfield.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's just obviously it's a sad experience. Cassie still talks about and the last time we were there, Addison and Eastland they were like, who is this, and what is so important about it? And so Cassie explained that she was really good friends and really good family friend, and unfortunately she passed away drowning. And obviously it's a hard time anytime anybody loses anybody, especially one of your own players that you're coaching. And we will always still give a shout out to that family no matter what, because Cassie, she has mentioned her several times, and I'm glad that you still, obviously I think she's going to sit. You're going to remember her for life because it was one of your top-notch players. But my question related to this is, how does a coach bounce back? Obviously, having that sort of a traumatic experience happen, you lose a player that you've grown very fond of. I mean, I know you're fond of all the players, but when you have a player who unfortunately passes away so suddenly, how does a coach rebound from that?
I remember the day that they called me. I took a lot of responsibility on myself because I had left Reinhardt and went to AUM, and I wanted Chastain to come to AUM and finish her degree, but she wanted to stay back and be with the girls and finish playing at Reinhardt, which I totally respected and was happy that she wanted to stay with her teammates. But I, for myself, was just devastated. I remember falling on the kitchen floor when her mom called me and told me we can't find her. And I was like, what are you talking about? And, it hit me. And as soon as they called me and told me, and I figured out what was going on, I got in the car and I drove to Atlanta that day, and I went and sat with everybody while they did all the search and stuff. But, it just really, I think about it. Her birthday's in November, or I think it's November, but she died on my son's birthday. So I always, it's always a constant reminder. And there's be times, because I drive, like I recruit a lot and I'm always on the road. So I'm in the car by myself a lot driving. And sometimes I just talk to her, I'm like, hey, I hope you're doing good up there. I don't know what you're doing. I'm sure you're having a blast. But, sometimes I kind of just think in my head and I talk to her, and then I always feel like she's looking out for all of us and her family. I keep up with her siblings and stuff like that. So I think there's always going to be this presence. There's little things like she was number 23. So anytime I see 23, I think about it. Every time that I hear this certain song that was played at her funeral, I think about her. I was like, oh, she's shaking her booty now. Or, whenever I drive through the interstates to go to Atlanta and drive by LaGrange, I think about her and I say a little prayer for her and whatnot. And it's like, I hope you always look over me, or just hope that how special you were and how much we all loved you, and thank you for what you gave us while you were here. I mean, I had I had two. I didn't have my third yet, but I had two very young children at the time, and she treated them like her own siblings and stuff like that. And she was such a bright spirit, a smile. She lightened up the room always, and just was a good person inside and out, and loved everybody. Didn't have the best home life. We all have a story, but just loved everybody and was appreciative of everybody, and played the game like it was supposed to be played, which was all out. And that's what kind of grew me to her. I mean, she played volleyball for me. She went all out. She wasn't scared to die for a ball. She played the game like I would play the game, or how I did play the game. She was always laying out. She wasn't scared to lay out or dive or slide, or, just really nitty gritty. And those things, will always, it just made me realize, like, I'm appreciative of the people in my life, and appreciative of the people that I coach. And I try to be, as much as I am, hard on them and push them, and, very like try to get the best out of them. I'm also a mom, and I love them, and I try to make sure they know they're loved, and support them in whatever they have going on, and just get on both sides. And I think that's why I have the relationship I have with most of my players, or why I've had the successes, because our kids know, as hard as I am, as tough as I am, I also love them tremendously.
Shane, you have a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, and kind of brings it kind of full circle about everything that we've kind of encompassed and talked about. But a couple episodes ago, we had Coach Burton on, and he was talking about his transition into the AD part, and how he's got a family, and how he wants to spend more time. Kind of tell us on how your journey was on becoming such a successful coach, in these leagues, and then kind of taking a step back, and then, kind of tell us, what led you to get back into it, to the position that you're at now.
Well, and I will shout out to all female head coaches that are married with families and kids. I mean, a lot of my journey, actually, in 2011 through 18, I was a single mom with 3 kids, trying to be the best coach and win and whatnot. And, it really does take a full team. Like, my players were invested in helping me with the kids. I was invested in the kids in the program. I had parents, and I'm not from Montgomery, but my mom would come up and help me as often as she could. And, and nothing to take away anything else that other people are dealing with, but a huge thing when I decided to step away from softball back in 2021, that was my biggest thing. Like, I had realized for myself how much I had sacrificed of my own children and my own family for everybody else. And I wouldn't change anything in the world for that, but it really just made me really want to do everything I could. Like, I'm not going to sit here and lie. There's times I regret, I hate that I missed this, or I hate that I missed that, but I've made sure that everything I could be at, I'd be at one ballpark to another ballpark, coaching one kid to another kid. And, I was just I never said no. And, I lived a long, hard day every day, trying to be there for, 20-year-old kids, and then being there for my own 3 kids. And, it is very hard. And I respect that from any coach, because we do sacrifice so much more than people ever even realize. And now that I'm a little bit older, and my last child is a junior in high school, every day, I'm every day, Riley, what you want to do? Riley, okay, you want to go throw? Okay, Riley, you want to go work? And she's like, Mom, oh my God. But how 16-year-olds are. But I want to make the most of these last years. And when I did come back, I commuted back and forth. The worst time was at FIU, with COVID, and I was commuting from Miami to Montgomery. And if anybody's driven, that's like a good 12 hours.
The most boring ride, too, by the way.
Yes, it is. It's hard. It's long. And from point A to point B as fast as I could go. You know, I had it down pat, only had to make one stop. And it was just really tough. And it was hard on everybody. And no matter what in a coach's life, everybody is sacrificing a lot for a job and a career. And it's just really tough. And now that I'm a little bit older and I got 25 years in, and like I said, my kids are almost done with school, I've tried to take a step back myself and be more of a mom, be more involved for them, be more supportive of my own personal children. When so early in my career, I was so driven by my career and wanting to do so good and wanted to miss everything to everybody. And it's too much at times, and it's too hard. And you know, I think that people don't realize that. I mean, we want to judge, well, they lost or they're mean or they're yelling at my kid, but they really don't understand how much we pour in to other people. Like we're not doing it because we're making money. I promise you, none of us are Nick Saban or the lady at Oklahoma. We're not making millions of dollars. We're not making anything, but we do it because we love the sport. We're passionate about the sport, but we want to help other people. And that's how, for me, that's what it was about. It was trying to help these girls get an opportunity to live a dream, play in college, get an education so that when they were done getting this education, they could have a career and have a real life and make money and take care of their own families and be prepared for whatever, you know, life throws at them, whether it's being a mom or being a wife or being a career woman. But, you know, I mean, it's tough. It's got its ups and downs. And, you know, yes, the championships are great and everybody celebrates it at the end, but, you know, you don't get these days back and you can't get this time back. So I definitely say make the most of it. I enjoyed, you know, I try to coach my kids' travel ball team. I try to be at every game. I try to be at 3 ballparks at one time, and it's tough. Okay. But I mean, we can't get these years back. So that's when I tell you, enjoy your kids while they're young, enjoy them while they're 8 and 10 years old playing, because those are going to be the best memories. You're going to remember it. You're going to laugh. It's the best time of your life, because 16 and 18, they're a little ornery and they can't wait to get out of the house.
Hey,
Like,
so yes,
stop embarrassing me, Mom.
Matt will be the first. Chris, Matt's gonna be the first to tell you, he, out of all the kids, like, so Matt is a girl dad, I'm a girl dad times 4. Shane has a dog named Lily, but that's as close as he'll get to having a girl dad. And Hank is not there yet, but give it time. He's still taking applications for single ladies. Matt will tell you. Matt will tell you. So that he's getting close to that age where it's, Dad, don't embarrass me. You're talking. You're embarrassing me.
Well, apparently now is what does it say? My daughter told me I have no Riz now. I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what that means.
I'm not sure what that means.
Riz,
Yeah.
Riz,
Riz, R-I-Z-Z.
Just don't crash out.
Riz is swag in our terms.
Yeah.
Riz swag. Riz swag.
I'm not down with all that lingo. I use regular words. And
You
regular
old
language.
decrepit geezer.
All right, Matt, you have a question for her. Go ahead.
I love it. I sit there and talk like it, and I'm kind of on the verge, so I'm on the young side of all the crowd.
What are you lit now or something?
I'm young too. What are you talking about? I've just been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
See, Shane's like early 30s still.
Yeah, no, he can be lit and
like completely mid, like 35.
What's a new word? What's another new word? You can crash out. Whatever. I don't know.
Oh no! I love it. I love the new lingo. It's fun.
I'm hip.
I'm like, what does that mean? I think I'm always asking, like, can you tell me what that means in regular terms? Like,
Matt, you have a
just
question?
speak
Go ahead.
normal. I don't need all these weird fancy words. Just speak normal. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you're trying to say.
Exactly. Amen to that.
Yes, Coach Chris. First off, let me say, it's astonishing that you've been in the business for 25 years, because you look 25. I just wanted to point that out. But I do have a couple of questions. I do have a couple of questions here. First off, how excited are you for the new season that's coming up? Have you guys done anything different in your preparation? And also, do you think anybody will dethrone Oklahoma this year?
Every year is a new year and every year is a challenge. So I personally, I don't take anything for granted. At the junior college level, everything kind of flip-flops every year because the new girls are out, new girls are in. I mean, you're only going to get, and I had to realize this very quickly, like you only get one chance. It's a one and done because next year the whole dynamic is totally different because those sophomores are gone. You got new freshmen. So the dynamics are just crazy. It's so different than a 4-year. And 4-year colleges, you can live and breathe and you can kind of mold them and they're coming back and you're going to get those 4 years hopefully with them if they stay. I think personally as being in a mid-major for a long time, and I'm seeing how spread out everybody has gotten over the years where there was a couple of years there where the top 5 or top 10 dominated everybody. But now you're seeing, if you really looked at scores this season, you can see how much diversity there is out there. People are beating people. Oklahoma just lost to Missouri. UCLA just got beat by Iowa or somebody or Iowa State the other day. So people are able to compete, and those top dogs that never lost a game and that were going to the World Series that were maybe had 5 losses all year, you're seeing them lose more games. You're seeing them, everybody's competing at a much even capacity, and we've all put in the time and effort into building our programs and building the kids. So, I think I haven't watched a lot of Oklahoma. I've seen LSU. I've seen Auburn, Georgia. I've seen Florida. I'm more of an SEC person, which I know Oklahoma's there. Texas A&M. Everybody's really doing a good job competing. Some teams played a harder preseason schedule than others. Some didn't play anybody preseason, and some of them did, and you can see it. But even to me, Mississippi State and Ole Miss are playing good. They're pulling games for people. As good as I feel like Tennessee's good, and they have that kid who just hit 78 miles an hour, and they were making a big deal over that in the last couple of days. They got beat. She got beat. She threw 78 miles an hour, the fastest pitcher in the country, and she got beat. So I think the reason is because of technology today is so advanced, and you got 5-6 coaches on staff. You got a lot of coaches that are helping. I'm one person and I have a part-time assistant. These people have 5 or 6 full-time people and they only have one job. They got one pitching coach, they got one hitting coach, they got one defense coach, they got one person who just does video training and stuff like that. So, I think everybody's learning, and especially with the video, everybody knows exactly what your pitcher's doing. They know how to prepare for it. So I think that's why these pitchers that are great, the kid at Texas Tech, the kid at Tennessee, these top-notch pitchers are getting hit because they have video on them. And think about Montana Fouts. She was a great pitcher at Bama. She pitched 4 years. Well, which years were her most successful? Her first 2. Because by 3 and 4, everybody's seen her. Everybody in the SEC has seen her a bunch of times. So they knew exactly what she was doing and how to throw her, how she was going to throw them. So everybody was more prepared. And if you watch, a lot of teams are like that. If it's their first year, second year, they're dominating because nobody's seen them before. But by 3 and 4, when they've seen them several times, they've made those adjustments. They know exactly what to look for. They know what they're doing, and they're more prepared for it.
I agree.
Well, I got a question, Coach. No cap. Who's
Here we are, more lingo.
who's the sleeper in college softball this year in women's division?
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know because LSU's been playing good. Florida's been playing good. And Texas A&M's been playing good. Those 3 in the SEC to me have been playing good, but nobody's really saying a lot about them. I haven't, honestly, I'm telling you, as busy as we are during softball season, I haven't even seen a ranking except for, I know that Texas and Oklahoma have been at the top the whole year.
That's,
Yep.
Oh, that's lit. I like that.
Oh my word! Here we go. Let me find that flag and throw a flag at you right now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. He should.
Hey, I love, and I'm always for the underdog because I was at a mid-major. I know the first year we went to Florida. Florida was the overall #1 seed, and I was at ASU. So we got pulled to Florida. And then my second time we won, we went to Bama, and we played Bama great. We actually scored first on Bama. I mean, we played good. I've seen it come a long way where teams are able to compete. You watch the regionals now. The #1 team in that regional is not run ruling everybody and just walking through it. I mean, you've had a lot of upsets over the years. So I think everybody's just really diverse. And, you have the schools like the James Madisons or the ULLs or the smaller mid-major schools that have been able to come through because they had a dominating pitcher, and they just, learned to compete and could get some now with the I'm not a huge transfer portal person, but with the transfer portal, it's getting crazy. So I didn't like it when I was at Ole Miss. So now I'm going to go to, Tennessee, or I'm going to go wherever, but
okay.
Don't get me started on the whole transfer portal.
No, that's a never ending debate. So I got a question for you. Obviously you just mentioned mid majors, but Clemson's sort of a mid major because this is only their 5th official year of an existence with the program. And they started out kind of rocky, but however, they've put a phenomenal run so far, and they're 24-10. Do you think like Clemson could finally break that for 4 years that they did great in the season and they struggled in the postseason? Do you think they can finally get over that hurdle and maybe
I didn't know why, because I really did like their team. The Cagle girl was really good. I mean, they had some good things, and I think Clemson and Duke, how fast they have emerged as good programs and nationally ranked and really pushing the ACC has been wonderful. Like, they started from scratch. I feel it, but again, they were at a bigger conference with more money, more help, more, more name recognition to get the kids they needed to really build the program. And they've done a great job. Duke's been great competing at a high level. Clemson's done great. So they really pushed the envelope with Florida State, who was kind of on top by themselves for a while, but now they're pushing it. Virginia Tech did really good, and then they kind of backed off. But I think Virginia Tech's pushed their way back in.
They're coming
He's
back.
a Virginia Tech guy.
They're coming back. I'm from Radford. So.
Okay. So, one of the girls I trained is going to Radford next year, actually.
Oh yeah. Well, I was a bat boy for Radford University when I was like 5 or 6.
Which was only like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome, Hank. Excellent job.
It was lit, no cap. It was lit, no cap.
I'm gonna cry. I'm laughing so hard.
But I think teams like, I love Clemson. I think Clemson's in a good spot. They recruit heavy out of Georgia. They're in a good space. Everybody loves Clemson, and Clemson baseball has been so good. Like, it's just a great athletic department program all around. So I have never thought Clemson should have any issues recruiting out of Florida, Georgia, or anywhere where close. I'm not saying they can't get good Carolina kids. And then now South Carolina's actually having a great. They really pushed Oklahoma. So, I mean, now Clemson didn't really have any competition with South Carolina, and now they do. So it's been good, to see people really compete. It's kind of like that whole Auburn, Alabama thing, Clemson, South Carolina thing. Everybody's got those little rivalries, and it just makes the game better, and it's so much more competitive. And I will tell you, as being a person who played when fast pitch started. So I was on the first team at Auburn when the SEC went fast pitch softball. And to see where it come from in a sense of facilities and money and people, and to where it is today, it blows your mind. The equipment, the facilities, the money, the personnel, just everything. We don't even hardly have any pictures from when we played. You can't go a day
Yep.
without getting any kind of pictures or social media coverage now. So it's just it's really crazy. And I'm happy for the sport. Like, that's the best part. It's good for the girls.
Yes.
It's really grown into something big for all females, whether you're coaching, playing, it's good for the sport. People love it, as you can see with the ratings on TV and everything that's out there, from travel ball. I mean, they've got travel ball on TV now, and the women's leagues. I would love it in my day, before I die one day, I'd love for them to be like it is with baseball, where it's like you got Major League Baseball, but why can't we have something equivalent to that in softball that, we're tag teaming it up? I think the people are there. It's just, I don't know why it had never came about or what.
I think baseball is become more regional now too. I mean, I've said that I love baseball. And and I've been to many softball games as well. I mean, I saw Jenny Finch play and in person. And the thing about it is that I think that baseball at this point in our country's history is more regional. So I wouldn't necessarily worry about like anything outside the spectrum of your community, man. If you got the community, then that could snowball into different things from a business standpoint.
Right. And I feel the same way. Like, I watch baseball every night on TV. I don't watch regular TV. I watch baseball on TV. So that's why I'm excited. It's about I'm watching all the spring training games. But I remember
right around the corner.
Up watching the Braves play every night on TBS or whatever. Watch the Braves every night. Huge Braves fan. But my husband likes Houston. We follow a couple players here and there. We like different teams. I mean, I love baseball, and we watch a lot of different baseball teams, and over the years, it's just, softball's becoming that thing where we could only get baseball on TV every night. Well, you can get softball on TV almost every night
now,
whether it's ESPN Plus or ESPN or, the SEC networks or wherever. I mean, you can get a ton of softball coverage now.
I know it's interesting because of these, and it's unfortunate though, like depending on your network or whatever, you have to suffer. Like, I'm a Cardinals fan, but I have to suffer with watching Braves games, on my network.
Hey, my old assistant was a huge Cardinals fan, so I get it. I understand. But
I'm having no choice but to adopt them as my second team now, though, because of being on the Sportz Nutz. So,
it's fine as long as we don't meet in the playoffs, because we have a horrible record against.
Yeah, no, I saw Tom Glavine, John Smoltz, Terry Pendleton, all these guys play live at Busch Stadium, so it don't matter.
Right. That's what I say. When I'm all these reality TV shows and all this stuff going on, we're watching baseball every night. If we can watch a baseball game, we're watching baseball.
Doggone right.
Hey, that's true reality TV.
Please believe that.
Hey, so Chris, it's funny you just talked about like with the equipment and stuff. So Cassie and I had this long running debate. She's finally put it to bed because she won. I was wrong. She was right. Yes, Matt, I want you to timestamp. I just said Cassie's right. I was wrong. So we had a debate. I've always had this debate with her. Is the equipment make the difference? Well, there is this girl. She played at Alabama State. For the heck of me, I cannot remember her name, but she does like all these like YouTube videos talking about like
Morgan Gaither.
Yes. So she talks about
I recruited her to ASU.
The important baseball bats, right? Or softball bats. Well, she did a $50 bat and it made that horrible sound.
Yeah.
And she didn't get a home run. So then she does it with $100 bat and she got one home run out of the 5 attempts. Well, then she gets a composite bat, a $500 bat, by the way, which I still think is ludicrous to pay for, but she hit 5 out of 5 home runs. And I'm like, oh my God. And so Cassie won the debate on that one. And she said it really does make the difference on the bat. And I didn't believe it did, but until I saw that video. And that's cool that you know who she is. Well, then, I was also talking with Cassie about like women's sports in general it's become a theme and a thing. And she mentioned to me at first it's a cult sport. It's a cult following. It really is. Women's sport is a cult following. Well, you just said so. Now you can turn on TV. On the ACC Network Plus or ACC Network, SEC Network, wherever, Big Ten Network even, you see softball on there. And it's nice to finally get to see level of play for other like other schools. You know, you're not going to get like your once in a whiles come on. You're going to get a lot more on. I love to see that. And Matt, Shane, Hank, and myself, we'll tell you this. You know, we preach a lot about women's sports, obviously having to with us being girl dads. And we asked Coach Burton this, but one of his last questions. And well, I really thought about this. So, you know, there was at one time a professional softball league. Unfortunately, in 2020 it dissolved, but they have like those. They have a form. It's like 4 teams, but there has been talks that they're going to bring back a full-on professional softball league, which I'm excited about. Well, then they're now going to bring, starting in 2026, a women's professional baseball league. There will be 6 teams to start, and by the year 2028, if it has continued in its success, it will go to either 8 or 10. And the city of Atlanta has been mentioned as they have a lot of investors and followers. Mobile has been mentioned. You know, Mobile is, they used to have the Bay Bears. They don't have them anymore. But what are your thoughts on knowing that there is a professional women's baseball team league coming back, and the possibility of having another professional softball league?
I would be more in favor of the softball league over a baseball league, just because of the college background and the travel. Like there's not a lot of baseball out there. So I'm not sure how we would get our kids or girls more prepared on the baseball level, because nothing personal, but throwing that baseball is a little bit different. Hitting it's a little, if we're going to pitch like that, you know, it's a little bit different. I mean, I'd like to see it, but just, there's not a lot of opportunity for the girls to play baseball and then continue to play it from like 10U to 12U to high school to college. I mean, there's not really any girls playing college baseball. So I'm just saying the backbone of training and teaching these kids how to play it and be more successful at it, I think you would be better in tune to doing softball, because there's so much softball that they can gain from a young age through high school, college, that they'd have more training opportunities. I know that there is USA baseball for girls that competes for the United States, and they play, but it's just not the numbers to me just aren't as big as what they are for the fast pitch softball game. But in my opinion, anything you can do for any female is a positive. I mean, anything we can do. I don't care if you're playing fast pitch softball or baseball. As long as we're doing something that keeps helping the girls and keeps giving females and girls an opportunity, I'm all for it. You know, I would never deter and say, well, no, let's don't do that. I mean, I definitely would be in favor of anything to help, you know, give more opportunities to people out there.
I like it. Hey, all right. So Shane, you have Chris, this will be we're going to wrap the questions up with you. This is the last one. Shane, you have the floor, sir.
Well, you know, we talked about full circle earlier. You know, as Matt said, 25, going on 25 years of coaching. You know, when, you know, if we know that, we can kind of date it, which we're not going to try to, because we don't want to do that. But you know, looking in the future, you know, say 5-10 years, you know, kind of what's your plan? When do you plan on kind of hanging it up and kind of just enjoying the moment?
I'm not sure, really. You know, I've thought about, if I get out of coaching, what would I like to do? Well, anything related to sports, because I'm just a sports person. So anything related to sports.
And you're on the
I'd
sports
love to do sports comment. I know, for real. This is perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be perfect 2 nights a week.
I would love to do anything sports related, from sports, you know, broadcasting to play-by-play to radio to, I'd like to be a women's AD or an AD, something where I can help programs grow and flourish and be a leader to other young coaches. You know, I think the only thing I really know how to do in this life is sports related. So, I mean, I definitely want to stay around it as long as I can. And I got out of coaching, and then when I got asked about going back into coaching, you know, the big thing for me was I still had passion for the game and I can still play. So, like, I say that in order, I hit BP, you know, I throw BP every day. I pitch to our players.
I'm a baseball player. I'm a baseball player and a former high school coach. So I know as long as I think I can go out there and still do it, I still want to give my knowledge to the youngsters in the game.
I do.
youngsters.
And I really do. And I train a lot of
The
kids. I do a lot
youngsters.
of lessons and train from little girls to high school kids who want to go to college and play, just to kind of give them a better opportunity to be prepared and ready so they can get recruited or so they can be ready to go play at the college level. But, you know, as long as I can still share the game with people, and like I said, my daughter still plays, I want to do it. I'm still very passionate about the game. I still love the game. I do enjoy breaks and going to the beach, and I do enjoy naps on the couch. I mean, it was during COVID. I swear, during COVID was the first time I had sat on my couch in years. I'm like, oh, is this what this couch feels like? Okay. And I want to say, I guarantee a lot of other coaches. I mean, I sat and looked at my husband and said, I don't remember a time where I ever had any time off where there was nothing softball related going on. Like I didn't have to be somewhere. I didn't have to do something. And literally just looking at the ceiling, like, what am I going to do? Like, what am I going to do?
But
No
then
practice, no
but then
planning,
again,
no-
you see it 4 years later. What are you going to do? Now you can go and watch a softball game from High Point and Appalachian State, for instance.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
On a Friday afternoon at 3:00 through ESPN apps. And if it wasn't for the COVID and everything, we wouldn't have all this app talk that we do now.
Absolutely.
Regular old cable TV.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have the groove in my couch for my buns.
You know, Chris, it obviously, you know, I'm so, and we all can tell you that we're so excited for what the future is going to hold for women's sports, women's athletics in general. It just means something different. I mean, obviously being a girl dad helps a lot. But you know, from me, from Cassie, from Addison and Eastland and Holden, and our newest one, Aspen, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for making women's sports that more enjoyable. You may not think you played a role, but you absolutely have. You've made an impact in many young girls' lives, and it's continued on to, you know, I mean, Aspen is our fourth generation. She's our fourth child. So you have set up her future in sports because you helped her mom. And we say thank you for that. It really does mean a lot to us that you do this, and that, you know, we see the results coming. And, you know, one thing I'll say also, I tell so I'm Addison's basketball coach too. And I tell them regularly to don't worry about, you know, the results. They will come. Just give it your all, and you've won. That is you're absolutely won right there. And the basketball team saw it. We came so close to winning the championship game this year. You know, and the softball team, they're giving it their all. All 10 girls are giving it their all, and they are looking pretty impressive. Cassie and I both believe we believe they'll either go 5-5 or even 7-3. That's how good they are going to be. And we are so honored that you have helped play a role. And I want to say thank you for that. And I truly mean it. I really do.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. That's so sweet. I'm just one person of many people who, you know, just try to do good things for good people. So Cassie was always a good person, and she always worked extremely hard, and, you know, that carries over. The only thing I did was pat her on the booty and say, come on, let's go.
and so, you know, Cassie will tell you, she remembers you guys calling her G Money.
G Money.
Because of her last name being G. So, and she absolutely enjoys. She still talks to the girls. So I know they're watching. I think we have like 7 of them watching right now. So shout out to all the Reinhardt.
All the Reinhardt girls.
Yes.
I know I haven't seen a bunch of them in years. I try to keep up with you on Facebook.
Yes. And, you know, we're definitely going to have you on again because I really enjoyed having you on. If you could let people know where they can find you on social media and where they can find the school you're at too, so they can become fans of your team.
Well, I am at Chris Steiner Leak at Facebook, Instagram, and you can follow the Southern Union Lady Bison on any of the social media outlets. They're on there. We try to keep it updated, and camps, games, and all kinds of stuff.
Absolutely. We're definitely going to do it. Well, Coach, thank you again for coming on our show. Thank you for, you know, helping teach the minds that there really is a lot to look forward to in college and in life in general with sports. And thank you again for everything. And I will talk to you again soon.
Yes.
You take care and have a wonderful evening.
Nice meeting everybody.
You
Nice
too.
meeting
Good to meet you.
Yeah, you as well.
Have a good one.
All right, boss lady.
Guys, such an awesome episode with her. I enjoyed, and like, so Cassie will tell you she absolutely adores Coach Chris. Like, I mean, she instills a lot of what she has learned to Addison, and Addison's actually picking up rather impressed. I'm really happy to see the development. If you got, I want to let you guys know, I need to apologize. I had to leave it to go to the door. Addison just got home from softball practice.
Oh man!
And they were ringing the doorbell, and they were playing with the doorbell. And I'm like, please stop! I'm on my show. Please stop.
Yeah.
And so then we closed the door, and we forgot to bring the last bit of her equipment in. So that's why I had to step away from it there. But I wanted to apologize. But hey, guys, this is the kind of content you're gonna get with the Sportz Nutz. We have so much fun with you guys. We get to interact with you, and we have with Sportz Nutz gets breaking news. Make sure you guys come, and I know Coach Chris is watching real quick too. Coach Chris, make sure you come May the 3rd if you can. Come to Easley, South Carolina, to come to our live on location. Cassie would appreciate that. But guys, Saturday, May the 3rd, 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern, we will be live at Tequila's Grill and Easily. We will be giving away tickets to the Greenville Drive, giving away tickets to the Hub City Spartan Burgers, discounts on food. We have vendors who are actually donating gift certificates to the Sportz Nutz to help bring business to them. We will be giving it all away. I promise you. We have merchandise we're going to give away too. And you're going to see these 4 faces right here. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. We will continuously broadcast it. Look at Shane. Hey, Matt.
Hopefully.
There was a little incident that happened last night. It really breaks my heart to see this, what happened. She was projected as the number 3 pick as recently as the other day for the WNBA draft. Now the plans have obviously changed. Matt, what happened that we're talking about?
Juju Watkins, man, tore her ACL. To be quite honest with you, I think she'll still be a top 3-4 pick.
I think she's staying. I think she'll stay one more year.
Yeah,
and try to
she'll be the number 1 pick if she stays another year. It's kind of right now. Who will be the top pick? It'll be Paige Beckers, her, and
who's the girl from TCU?
Haley Van Lille.
Yeah, I think she'll be number 2.
Yeah, so those 3. And honestly, if I had to choose, I would take Juju first. To be honest with you, man.
Oh, but, absolutely.
Just because of how she affects the game. So, but unfortunately, man, I saw it. She tore her ACL. Unfortunate, she'll be out for the rest of the season. But and I've always wanted to say this: with the modern advancements in technology, I'm pretty sure she'll be back pretty soon.
You mean Dr. Andrews?
There you go.
I thought we were going to say Dr. Miami. That's where a lot of women go to nowadays. But
I think Dr. Andrews, wasn't he based out of Miami?
Dr. Andrews has done like all the professional athletes.
He does booty and booby jobs. So I don't know. I mean,
BBLs.
Yeah, talking about Dr. Miami. So I don't know.
Not the same Dr. Miami.
No, I'm telling you, man. Like every time you get a heart attack, you get a free booby job. So there you go.
Oh Lord, that's a great one. Okay. Anyway, that was just.
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw you off guard with that.
You did catch me off guard. Hey, obviously it's sad.
But hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Listen, I can't help but to speculate that Jaden Daniels' mama has got a voodoo doll somewhere about any female that gets closest to his son, because she sat right in between. She pointed out the cameras like, no, this ain't happening. Blah 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 blah. And the next game she comes out there and plays.
She's
happens?
She's sticking the pins and going, I'm gonna get these empty-headed heifers away from my son right now.
No, not touching my kids. Yeah, and then there's that story that's saying that Jaden Daniels is not going to have his career ruined, is what that people have been saying left and right. So
no, that's what she said from the beginning. That's not what people have been saying left and right. That's what she said.
She's doing a good job now. She's doing a good job so far. So
LeVar Ball best. Yeah, and LeVar Ball said it best. Once you become famous, they're all 304s. So there you go.
Hey, by the way,
Shouts out to LeVar Ball, man.
Did you see he got amputated? But
he
he said his sons have kept him going. His leg got amputated.
Yeah, man. I mean, diabetes, man. Diabetes. We gotta really pay attention.
Diabetes, by the way.
Gotta really pay attention to that stuff, man. Gotta be careful.
Maybe it's because his son's named Jello. That's why he got diabetes. But
Jello has the #1 song in the country.
All I gotta say is everybody before COVID, I mean, in his sons, oh man, they're all going to be flops. Guess what? We've got two guys that are still playing in the NBA. Two.
Lonzo's
injured.
Lonzo's still in the league. He's still getting a check in the league.
No,
still injured.
When I was still in the radio,
Lonzo's playing this year. The
one that has the busted up knee.
Yeah, he's playing this year. He played this year.
He has a knee degenerative disc disorder in his knee. I know that.
Either way, we said that his sons wouldn't amount to anything, and he's got two of them still playing in the league, and one of them with the #1 hip hop song on the chart.
When I was on the radio, man, like I remember when I was on the radio at the time, and when he was bringing in those, it's like, it don't matter. My boy's 6'6". He's gonna do his thing. It's like, it don't matter. My boy, he's gonna be the greatest. Why? Because he's 6'6". He's like, all he had to do was say he was 6'6". I'm like, my boy's the greatest center in the world. Why? Because my boy's 6'6". My boy's the greatest horse jockey in the world. Why? Because my boy is 6'6".
No, he ain't the best jockey in the world if he's 6'6".
That's what I'm saying.
He better be 100 pounds.
Oh well, yeah. That's the joke. But
hey guys, Damian Lillard out for the season. Blood clots.
Wow.
Who noticed?
Wow. Because the last one that had that type of disorder was LaMarcus Aldridge too. And Chris Bosh.
Trailblazer, the
Trailblazer disease.
Does Portland have something to do with it?
Hey, you never know. Hey, real quickly, I gotta give a shout out to Matt's boy. Matt, I know you're so proud to hear this. Your boy got a career high 39 points in the South Bay Lakers win over the Santa Cruz Warriors. I know you're so proud. Just
hold on. Is Brandon giving props to Bronny James?
I didn't say any name. I said your boy.
Whoa. Hey man, he's been playing crazy, man. His confidence is one up, man. So
that's like me. Come on, man. That's like me being the prettiest one on The View. It ain't saying much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to look at it. I think they're looking at it more so how comfortable
he's right there,
how he's scoring. But hey, it is what it is. He did it in the NBA game. Now he's going back to G League, doing it in G League game. He'll go back to the NBA, doing it in the NBA.
And ladies and gentlemen, no, he will not. Ladies and gentlemen, the G League is a glorified collegiate athletic.
Oh my gosh! Well, if it was in college, then he would be dropping 39 a game.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what starts tomorrow? What starts on Thursday?
Wouldn't that be the Elite Eight?
Nope. Besides that.
Yeah, I am right.
Take me out to the
baseball season.
Baseball season gets it going. We cannot wait. We are extremely excited. Yes, it is finally here. And look, so guys, I sent Cassie's glove. Matt, you remember Jim Leonetti, right?
Yeah.
D&J Glove Repair. Gentleman that came on our show.
Yes,
so Hank, I don't know if you saw this. Jim Leonetti, great guy, fantastic guy. He was actually on NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Okay.
As a feel-good story. He actually repairs gloves. He will repair any glove. He was a former postman, and he retired and opened up a glove repair store with his son, which is D&J. He is the J. His son is the D. Okay. Really good guys. They're based in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Well, Cassie and I saw his story, and she's like, "You need to get him on the show." So we got Jim on the show. Matt and I had a chance to talk with him. Great guy. So we sent Cassie's glove, which, by the way, Cassie's glove, unfortunately, has been through the ringer. My mom it was stored in a box, and my mom had it stored in her unfinished portion of her basement, and they had a water leak, so mildew really got over the glove, and it looked really bad. Well, we sent it to Jim. Jim restored it to brand spanking new.
Wow.
And so Jim is a humongous, and I want you guys, and I know Matt, I know you follow him, but Shane, I want you to go follow him, Jim Leonetti. Hank, you do it too on Twitter. That's where you only will find him. Okay, he's on Twitter. He restores gloves like to brand spanking. He still has his first original glove he got from his grandpa that they got him from Kmart, the local Kmart. The whole story is on it. It's really cool, right? So he's a huge Minnesota Twins fan. I'm going to show you something, you guys. All right,
Kirby Puckett, baby.
I gotta put my computer down for a second so I can get it. But I'm gonna get it. You guys are gonna be amazed to see this.
I'm a Killebrew fan. Being a catcher.
Wait, what? Look at them legs, boy.
I know it, man.
Look at them legs, boy.
Man, I'm getting a chubby watching this. Come on now.
I thought legs and thighs were dark meat.
All right, what now? Are you keeping it?
Oh man, no, that was a good one, Shane. That was a good one. That was a good one, Shane.
All right, I'm ignoring you. This is his logo. He sent this D&J glove, and then this also is his QR to find his store and everything. Leave a review. But look what he sent me, guys. He sent me a baseball card of this gentleman, and he has his signature on. They're really cool. So he's a huge fan of the Minnesota Twins, rightfully so, because he's based in Minneapolis, right? And so we got to go and talk with him, and Matt and I really enjoyed his conversation. Well, I messaged Jim today, actually. I said, hey, Jim, 2 days. That's all that's left. And he goes, I know, I'm having a watch party to watch the Twins play. And so they're excited about it. You know, what are your thoughts on, I'm going to start with you, Hank. What are your thoughts like on Thursday, baseball starts? Does it feel kind of like surreal, like the world is sort of better now that baseball's back?
Yes and no. And I'm going to tell you why, because my team's is going to eat it all season. Okay. So I'm just going to be glad and grateful to watch it. However, the world is a little bit brighter. You know, I mean, the hunt is on again. You know, it's the beginning of the season. And we kind of have an idea who might go, deep in the playoffs. But at the same time, the rosters have switched so much. I mean, my Cardinals were pretty much farmed, what do you call it when you're on the receiving end of the farming system? They were basically poached by the Yankees with Paul Goldschmidt. So it's good and bad for me.
Which, by the way, y'all, we're about to see an end of a significant error with, you know what, Shane, shut up.
I just saw with that mess.
Yes, we are. We're about to see the end of phenomenal talent.
No,
and here's an example of what I'm saying.
I thought you were fixing to talk about how they can't have beards and stuff, but now they can.
No. We're about to see a player who has a phenomenal on. Yes, I have dark meat legs, by the way, Shane.
No, you don't.
So
that's all white meat. White meat. That's light bread color right there.
Whatever. You enjoy looking at my legs. All right, so we're about to see a picture of like phenomenal talent in Clayton Kershaw. This could be his final run. Charlie Morton, final run, which Uncle Charlie may never go away really, but I mean, we may see the end of them. And then Paul Goldschmidt. This might be coming to his end of his backside of his career.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like these notable players who've played the game for such a long time. We're about to turn the next chapter and not see some of these names that we've seen for 20 plus years. What is that? How does that sit in your mind knowing that this could be the end of a lot of good players?
Well, it's ironic that you say that because Goldsmith just won the National League MVP 2 years ago. See, so it's like, it's amazing how you can go from, being elite to, starting to be like, okay, he's got maybe a few more quality years left. He's not going to play 165 games, all the above. Like he's going to be the designated hitter, it's Big Papi, that's what it is. Big Papi, Barry Bonds, they're legends, but they can only do so much. Bonds was great at stealing bases, but towards the end of his career, he was the DH. It's just
how it goes.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's sad to see this.
Well, we're talking about it now, but man, there's a sense of me that we didn't talk about other players in the same sense, because if you look at it like Mike Trout,
That's unfortunately coming, and he needs to honestly he needs the Anaheim Angels before
it's too late, Brandon. It's too late for that.
No, it's too late.
He should have left a long time ago.
No. If he wanted a ring, he should have left 5 years ago.
Yes.
If he wanted a ring, but he's going to be a lifer like Mike Trout, Bryce Harper. We're talking about these kids were coming up. With me. The age myself, like 2006, 2007.
Y'all just heard that right? Age yourself.
Yeah, but Bryce has still got a few quality years left.
Oh yeah, Bryce Harper. I'd take another 7, 8, maybe 10 years.
So does Mike Trout. But these guys were touted as being the next Ken Griffey's coming into the
Mike
league.
Trout has unfortunately faced a lot of injury-prone seasons.
Yes.
It could also just be because it is LA, it is Anaheim. I don't know.
But
I've always said the Angels are a cursed organization.
But the same thing in the same sense is we're talking about Goldschmidt and what he has accomplished. This is around the same time frame as we're talking about the Mike Trouts, the Bryce Harpers. We're starting to phase out some of the generational talent that we saw back in the late 2000s, the 2010s.
Yeah. But
like this is the time that we're phasing it out. And so it kind of makes it crazy because, in a sense, we are all getting older. So we're watching these guys from a younger point of their career, much less their major league career.
But I'm not as unencouraged by it, because then you got guys who's 23 years old in L.A. De La Cruz for the Cincinnati Reds, who I think is going to be the next it factor. If in the next,
I don't know,
year.
Ronald Acuna and him, I think are going to be neck and neck. I think career-wise, they'll both be back and forth as the next faces of Major League Baseball.
Right. Is
Paul,
that the guy?
Paul Skeens.
Yes, that's what I was going to. That's what I was going to say for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Yes.
Yeah, could match Randy Johnson in strikeouts. No way he's going to get near Nolan Ryan. No one's going to get near Nolan Ryan with the strikeouts. But Randy Johnson is a realistic kind of comparison, and
that's a good comparison.
And you're talking about a guy. He won Rookie of the Year, and he's odds-on favorite for the NL Cy Young.
Did you guys see how much that little boy got his baseball cards sold for? $1.11 million. 14 years old, and he gets a $1 million paycheck. Congratulations! But let's seriously look at it. Max Scherzer. This is probably it, honestly, because he's injured a lot. I think that's it. I really think this is it for him. I don't even know. He signed with he's with the Orioles, isn't he? Shane, where is he at?
I don't know, but the Mets are still paying him.
Well, Mets are paying Bobby Bonilla.
Wherever he's at, the Mets are still paying him. And what was he with Texas last year?
Yeah.
What was that it?
Yeah.
And he really made a big difference.
Right,
I'm saying
plays for the Blue Jays.
Okay, well, congratulations. The Mets are still paying 2/3 of that salary.
Well, to be fair though, the Mets are still paying Bobby Bonilla until 2040 or whatever.
No. That Bobby Bonilla deal was a Bobby Bonilla deal. Ken Griffey's on the same deal, getting paid by the Cincinnati Reds almost $1 million every year until 2035 or something like that. So it was kind of a deal that was accessed by a lot of the later players in the league, that had notoriety that could get big deals just because of their name. So like I said, you got Ken Griffey with the Reds. He's still getting paid till 2035 at least.
What, the Ken Griffey?
Yeah, he still gets paid.
Yeah,
Griffey
Ken
Jr.
Griffey Jr. Yeah, he had a deferred payment plan. And
Just the same kind of thing like you see with Shohei Ohtani. He'll get paid till what 2070 or something like that.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
didn't Magic Johnson get paid till like 2005 or something like that from a contract he did with Jerry Buss?
Matt, you know that answer?
I'm not too sure. To be honest with you, I'm not too sure about that one.
Yeah. No, I'm just guessing.
It's all kind of deferred payment is what it is in the MLB is what they call it, what they designate it as. But so, like, you could sign somebody to a 1 year, $20 million deal, or what they offer probably like $1.3 million a year or something like that. It was like a 4 year, 3 year, like
$2.5 million a year until the year 2007.
Yeah, but like what they offered him to start with was like a $6.9 million over 3 years.
That's a lot of money back then, though. Too.
But that's a lot of money back then. But then they didn't have the money to do that because the owner of the Mets at that time invested in what was the guy's name? Bernie Madoff. The pyramid Ponzi scheme.
Ponzi scheme.
So that's why they deferred his payment in the first sense,
Yep.
which a lot of people don't realize. But that's why the owner of the Mets was in on the Ponzi scheme at the time, and that's why he sold it in the 80s. But that's why they ultimately came up with the Bobby Bonilla deal, and a lot of players over time have taken advantage of it. And I mean, it's a great deal. I mean, you talk about a deferred payment 10 years past that, over 15 years, you're getting what, a half to 2/3 of your annual salary anyway, if you can wait 10 years.
You're right.
Yeah.
And you'll get it over a span of, instead of 3 years, you'll get it over a span of 15 years with 8% interest.
Yeah, you're going to net that interest.
So can you blame these guys?
No. Nope, not at all. Hey, look, guys, we have bent your ear for almost an hour and a half. We thank you so much for tuning in to the Sportz Nutz and watching what we we had a great coach on, collegiate athletic coach, over 700 wins. That is not something to blink your eye at. Obviously, it's a very impressive stat. Hey, I do want to give a quick shout out. All of us here at the Sportz Nutz send our thoughts and prayers to Brett Gardner. I don't know if you guys did not hear, Brett Gardner's son, Miller Gardner, unfortunately passed away at the age of 14. It's a lot more information that's still coming out. We're not going to go into it because it's just too much to talk about, but just, thoughts and prayers go out to Brett Gardner and his family. Obviously it's a difficult time losing their child. Losing someone in general is hard, but especially your own child. And he's at the age of 14, which he's at the age where he can kind of signify his own legacy. So yeah, definitely shout out them. And then again, we're going to give a quick shout out, obviously, to the first responders, Pickens County, Polk County, North Greenville, all of them for the wildfires that are going on. Look, they are still at 0% containment. Table Rock, Shane has already alluded to at the start of the show. You can smell the smoke here too in Greenville, and easily you can smell it all the way down to just north of Clemson. And the winds are playing a huge role in this, obviously. So shout out again to all the first responders. We tip our caps to you. Thank you for what you're doing, trying to keep us safe. Obviously, a little smidge of fear is starting to pop up in a lot of people's minds around here. I mean, rightfully so. Wildfires you don't play with. We've already seen the devastation happen in Lahaina, Maui. We saw the devastation in LA happen with the wildfire situation, and we don't want to have a repeat of that here.
So just Homestead, Miami this past weekend.
So you just keep South Carolina and Western North Carolina in your thoughts and prayers, and hope that they get some sort of containment going on this fire. Guys, we will be back with you on Friday. Yes, 7:30 Eastern. It's going to be a great episode. College basketball should start really getting into swing again which we'll talk a little bit more about that. Excuse me. Guys, want to quickly let you know we hit our goal officially in subscribers for up to tonight's show. We are over 180 subscribers strong. Thank you all to that. Now we're only 20 away from the magic number of 200. Let's try and get to 200 before June 1st. We'd really appreciate it. All right, a couple things we got to line out for you. Remember, episode 100, the celebration will be Saturday, May the 3rd from 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern at Tequila's Grill. We will have a live on location. Season 3 finale has officially been announced. It will be on May the 30th. Episode 110 will be our final episode of season 3. We will take a week off, and then, guys, season 4 gets going, and we're going to have a bang season. We can't wait. It's going to be a good remaining bit of season 3, and obviously an awesome season 4 with all you guys, of course, helping us out on that one. So obviously from our good friend, which I'm going to give my wife a shout out, from our good friend Cassie for getting me to help get Coach Chris on the show, from our good friend Coach Chris from the college, I would say the hall, almost the Hall of Famer is what I'm going to give her, because 700 is not an easy feat. Hank, what do you tell these lovely people?
Man, guys, I know I've been out for a week or two. Thank y'all for those who missed me, which probably is not that many, because you don't. I was gone so long. It's like I thought he was dead, but
Wow.
But thank y'all. That's all I got to say.
All right, Shane, what do you tell these lovely people?
Oh man, hey, pray for the best up here, down there where Brandon is right now. Of course, just pray for everybody in general. It's good to know that you have somebody out there, even when you're facing the roughest of times. So, as always, much love, peace, love, and bacon grease.
Peace, love, and bacon grease indeed. All right, Matt, what do you tell these other people not to get done?
Oh yeah, man, guys, just enjoy your weekends, enjoy your week, enjoy the rest of the week. First of all, let's make it to the weekend. Enjoy the rest of the week, man. Stay out of trouble, guys. Don't get flagged in the game of life. It's not worth it. Just don't drink and drive. Don't hit people. Don't do anything that'll have anybody showing up to your house or pulling you over. Let's make it through the week, guys.
Absolutely.
Don't get flagged.
Let's keep our noses clean indeed. Guys, I always tell you, peace up, A-Town down. Why? It's the greatest sports city there is. Hey, guys, Atlanta Braves starts this Thursday. Go Braves. Let's bring home a World Series title. For all of us here at the Sportz Nutz, y'all have a wonderful evening. We'll see you on Friday at 7:30 p.m. Until then, enjoy our outro. Good night.